Hey, happy friends. Welcome to another edition of NASCAR Radio. This is episode 154 of NASCAR Radio, where trading cards and racing meet. I'm your pal Val. With me is the man, the myth, the legend, PSA and White Castle Hall of Famer, Logan. Logan, how are you tonight?
I'm feeling like a V friend. I'm Loopy Logan.
Nice. Okay. There's your wacky pack name. V Friend's
Yeah.
name. All right. Well, first let's thank our sponsor, Panini America, for sponsoring the show. We got a great show for everybody today. We got the race and recap. There's a little bit of happening there over at the NASCAR Hall of Fame. They selected the next induction class of 2024, and so we'll review that real quick or long, whatever. Uh, we, me and Logan were on assignment at the National, so we will talk about that. That's like two shows in one, and then we'll finish the show with King's Court. So we got a long way to go, short time to get there.
Mm-hmm. There could be a song.
Yeah, we gotta try to get this down within a few hours. So
Yeah, no doubt.
yeah, as it was, it took us a while to get prepped for the show. We got a lot of slides here, so but. First, shout outs to Kyle Katz and Skid Marks for the YouTube comments. Appreciate that. Um, we read them, so please leave them. Right? Right.
Yeah, we read them. I know how to. I know how to read.
Yes. Yes, you do. I will vouch for you there. All right, let's move over to racing recap. There are a few races while we were gone here. Over in the Craftsman Truck Series, that was race number 16. Hard to believe that the regular season is over in truck, but that was the Worldwide Express 250, and that was Saturday, July 29th at Richmond Raceway. Carson Hocevar was our winner. Highest finishing rookie was Jake Garcia at position 4.
Yep. I have to admit that I did not see any races this weekend because I forgot to set my DVR.
Well, not to go too deep with mine, I did set the DVR, but my wife was texting me like, "Hey, can I delete some of these races because it's overwriting everything?" So
Uh,
I was like, "Well, that's fine. Hey, she got to watch her show." So, uh, Carson Hocevar, his rookies 2022. We've talked about him a few times. The number 29, the Dunrush rated rookie. I love that hat. With all the parallels, printing plates, there's signatures as well. Just a few versions of that. Then we move over to Chronicles. He's an absolute autographs, clearly Donruss and Spectra. And also in 2022, Panini Prism with the parallels there and the signatures, few versions there. And also in Panini Prism, sensational signatures. So
yeah, I'm looking at the Prism cards and I'm wondering if he's trying to flash some gang signs there.
yeah, yeah.
Come on, Carson.
And let's see. Highest finishing rookie, Jake. I say Jake Garcia. Yes, no cards for him yet, but maybe in the future.
Jake the Break.
Yeah. And our next race, race number 17, I think that's the start of the playoffs. That's not until August 11th. They're off this week. And that's going to be the T Sports 200 at Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. And again, that's August 11th at 9 p.m.
Cool. I think where'd Haley finish? Like 15th or something?
Yes. I think she's in the top 20. So,
Wow. That's an impressive day for her.
yeah. Now, I don't know. I thought I saw that she's engaged. Did you see that?
Oh no, I did not see that. Well, there goes the racing career.
Well, when I'm when I cover the Xfinity race, or when I'm talking, maybe you can zip out there and real time double check me. But move on over to the Xfinity Series. That was race number 20, and that was the Road America 180, and that was Saturday, July 29th at Road America at Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. I was double checking. I thought I mentioned they were at Richmond before on the truck, but um, our winner was Sam Mayer, and highest official rookie was Parker Retzlaff, and that was Sam Mayer's first Xfinity Series win.
What do they say on Independence Day? I've been saying it. I've been saying it for 10 damn years. No, I've been. It finally happened. I'm glad to see it. We've been calling this for a while. It took a little while, but it finally happened.
I was going to say you called it here for the last 6 months,
Yeah.
but you were right. I mean, he's so close, and we're running for JR Motorsports. They have a good Xfinity package, so or team,
Hmm.
and they bring a good car every week. So, and Sam Mayer rookie cards 2020 Dunruss. He has a rated rookie there, which I did not make it. It did not make it to the slide with the different parallels, printing plates. Also in optic signatures. There's also in Chronicles with Chronicles score. There's two different parallels there to the left with score autographs. Just to the right. Also in Spectra, a few versions there in the middle. Also Panini Prism signing sessions. No base cards in Prism, and then also in 2020 Panini National Treasures, social signatures, and treasure debut.
Yeah, I was happy to see this win. Like I said, it's a long time coming. I've been a fan of his ever since he signed for me during COVID. So, go Sam. I'm proud of you, Sam. You did great.
Yeah. And then Parker Retzlaff, who finished in position 14. He doesn't have any cards yet. And moving to the next race, race number 21, that's the Cabo Wabo 250, Michigan International Speedway, and that's Saturday, August 5th at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. And then moving over to the Cup Series, that was race number 22, and that was the Cookout 400, and that was Sunday, July 30th at Richmond Raceway. Chris Buescher was our winner. Highest finishing rookie was Ty Gibbs at position 15.
There goes Ty freaking Gibbs again. He's always the top rookie.
Yeah, and Chris Buescher, we've talked about him before. He never very often, but we do. 2013 Press Pass Total Memorabilia has a base card there, card number 45 with the few parallels. I think that's the black and white parallel number to 99. The top one there to the left is the regular base. There's a red and a gold version. Red is not numbered, gold is 275. And then there's a Rising Stars autographs as well, parallels there. Um, and on the right, it shows the picture of the back. That 2013 Press Pass Total Memorabilia is actually turning out to be a pretty good set there. It's got Larson rookie, Josh Berry rookie, and Chris Buescher rookie.
Yeah, I like that. But the bad thing about trying to get those cards graded, I think you pointed this out before, is if you look at the back and you see those little diamond things on each of the corners, those things show any kind of ding or wear real easy. So trying to get a 10 on any of these things can be very difficult.
Yeah, the image doesn't really show it, but if you take the white off of the edges, that is not on the card. I mean, that is extra, I guess, from the photo. But to your point, those black edges come up to the edge of the card. on all four corners. Yeah, that's a nightmare for grading.
Yep.
Yep. And then Ty freaking Gibbs. Let me close that window there. We've talked about him almost as much as we talked about Max Verstappen there,
Yeah.
week in, week out. But 2020 in Chronicles with the multiple sets in Chronicles with Crusade, Phoenix, Score, Spectra, and then also in 2020 Panini Prism scripted signatures, no base cards in Prism, just autographs.
You know what we need to do? We need to get the fast talking guy from the FedEx commercials to record Max Verstappen and Ty freaking Gibbs, so we can go and get through them really quick.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah. All right. Next race, race number 23. That's the Firekeepers Casino 400 at Michigan International Speedway. That is Sunday, August 6th at 2:30 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, I have a interesting stat nugget about this race, the Cup race on Sunday, and I got this from Toby Christie. And what they say is in the past this past weekend's Cup race, the entire field finished the event, and not one car was more than 5 laps down to race winner Chris Buescher. That's the closest together the entire field has ever finished in NASCAR's 75-year history. So that's pretty amazing.
That is. That's
No
that's tight.
DNFs, nothing.
That's a tight race.
Yeah,
When I was
within
thinking
five
that
laps.
was that.
Within 5 laps, everybody was within 5 laps of each other.
Yeah. And I was thinking that on the other end of that spectrum is Ned Jarrett's win, where he was what 11, 12 laps ahead of the second place.
Yeah, the Southern 500. Yeah, yeah. So it's that just goes to show you that there's a lot of parity right now, and the cars are very dependable. They can take a licking and keep on ticking. You know,
Yeah, not like the old days.
no,
Just even
definitely not
whatever
like the old days.
10, 20 years ago. Yeah, when you lose a motor. I remember it's like Hendricks was losing motors. But anyway, digress.
Yeah,
Moving on to Formula One. Do we even need to talk about it? It was an F1 race and Max won.
good job, Max.
Yeah. So that was the 2023 Belgian Grand Prix. That was Sunday, July 30th. In Belgium, Max showed up. Max won. He was 22 seconds ahead of second place. That's 8 straight wins in a row for him. I think it's 19 of 23 races. Sergio Perez and Charles Leclerc, second and third. And in the standings, he is now 125 points ahead of Sergio Perez, 165 ahead of Fernando Alonso, and also 165 for Lewis Hamilton. So those two are tied for third place.
He's running away with it, man.
He's putting on a clinic. Next race, number 13, that's the Dutch Grand Prix, but they're off for a few weeks. They don't race until August 27th, so take their summer
Wow.
break.
Yeah, they're going to go on vacation, go on cruises. Who knows what they're going to be doing?
Yeah. I was just thinking about something, with trying to beat Max, but I don't know. Over at IndyCar, they were off. They are racing this weekend, August 6th, and that's gonna be the Nashville Big Machine Music City Grand Prix at 3 p.m.
I may try to go there, but probably not.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
It would be very cool. There's a bridge they go over and
Hmm.
everything. It's a pretty neat little street course they got, and you don't hear anybody complaining about that. Like kind of like what there were some complaints about Chicago, but I think it'd be pretty neat. I've only been to a handful of IndyCar races in my life, so who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, I just realized we skipped Max Verstappen cards
Oh no, it's a tragedy.
Yeah, 2020 Chrome and Sapphire. Everything you need to know. Also, I mean, we did see some at the show, the 2016, and there's also a 2018 Top Drums. But if you really want to see, you can just check out one of the previous shows. You can use chapter search to get there. So,
Yeah.
well, I'm saying not because I know our show is going to run long today because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. So we're
Yeah.
just kind of we'll shorten it with Max. So, all right, that is the racing recap. So today there was the NASCAR Hall of Fame announcement. We reviewed the list of eligible drivers. They broke it up recently in the last few years into two: modern ballot, which is the top 10 drivers, and the pioneer ballot, bottom five. So two from the modern and one from the pioneer. There's also a landmark award as well, um, but Janet Guthrie had won that, so that's awesome. We can talk about her another day. But the three selected today were Donnie Allison from the Pioneer ballot, and from the modern, Jimmy Johnson and Chad Knaus. Crew chief for the number 48 in Jimmy Johnson. Also crew chief for William Byron as well for that 1 year.
Yeah. Check out that picture real quick. Both Jimmy and Chad have a pointed tooth in the same spot.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay.
I just made that observation. I was looking at the picture. I went, "Wow, they each have one of those little pointed teeth in the same place."
Okay. Um, Don Nelson, since we kind of specialize or in the cards, his first cards are in uh 89 Max, and it's also that 8990, the Pioneer Racing. No,
It's that TG Masters of Racing.
thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what the Donnie looks like. If you're interested, and then the Chad Knaus is the 1995 Press Pass Ultima XL. This is like the tall boy, and there's a few different parallels of that, and that's where he's pictured as the tire changer for the number 24 of Jeffy Poo.
Jeffy Poo, yeah, he was on Jeffy Poo's team way back when. So his rookie card's way earlier than Jimmy's.
Yeah, and that's a nice one to get autographed. I have a few of those autographed and encapsulated.
Cool, man.
Yeah, he was at one of the media days. And then we've talked about Jimmy as well. 2000 is his rookie cards. He's got quite a few. The 2000 Upper Deck Racing there to the left. That's a tough one to get because of the foil. And the 2000 SP Authentic number, was it 38? That's I won't say the low number, but that's the more common than the short print higher up in the series. I don't think we have a slide for that. We need to get a slide
No,
for
we
that.
don't.
Everybody usually loves that base one, that number 38, because of that white, and that shows an auto pretty good right there because of the red or light um, front of that card. So, and then Logan, you sent me these over. These are pretty cool. 2000 maximum. I think we have the maximum in the middle here, but then there's a die cut version, two different numbers. I think it's the silver and the bronze, and one's the 250. I forget what the other one is, 90 or something. Or
Something like that. Yes.
so those are getting hard to find. Of course, it's been 3 years ago too. So, and then you have the 2000 Max Racing, the one to the right as well. That's a tough one to get in high grade because of the edges. I think I told the story. Um, I bought a box of those, and you get two sets out of a box. You'll get two Jimmys and two Kurt Bushes, and I think the Kurt, I think I got a 9 and a 10, and then Jimmy, I got like an 8 and a 9, or 7 and an 8, one of those two. So, and then one of our favorites is all the way to the left is the 2000 Maximum Young Lions. Those fell one per box, one of that from that insert set. So that's a tough one to find. It's die
Yeah,
cut.
it is. I mean, it's got Adam Petty in there. I think Matt Kenseth is in there. There's a lot of good cards in
And a
there.
kid named Kevin Harvick.
Yeah, Kevin Harvick.
Yeah, it's a good little set.
Yeah,
Tough to
and
find.
it is. And I was going to say that try to get those things graded. Look at all the little tips from the die cut. I mean, all it takes is one little ding on one of those, and you're not going to get a good grade. So those things are hard to get graded and get a high grade. I've seen a 10 out there. I tried to buy it, but it went past my budget. So I self submitted this one that you see right here, and it's a 9.
That's nice. I don't know if I've submitted any. I don't know. I must have submitted some. I don't know. Can't keep up, but so that's awesome that the three of those drivers, the two drivers and crew chief, gonna be in the NASCAR Hall of Fame. I believe that's gonna be January 19th. So that's gonna be interesting. So
A little bit about Donnie Allison. I mean, some people may think, well, he doesn't deserve to be in the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Well, he does. I mean, he was the rookie of the year in 1967. Gosh, think about that. 1967. I was like 8 years old, and he's also in the Motorsports Hall of Fame of America and the International Motorsports Hall of Fame in Talladega. That Hall of Fame that's right there as you go into the track. So he's in both of those. Um, Now, one thing I will say about him is he's not one of the 75 greatest NASCAR drivers, which was odd to me. But we had him on our list of alternates. He was real close on our list to get into that 75 greatest, but he did not make it. He does have 10 wins in the Cup, and of course everybody knows Donnie Allison from. And there's a fight, in the 1979 Daytona 500, where he was leading and Kelly Yarborough kind of got under him, got him a little loose. He came back down, hit him, and then they bounced off each other, and they kind of did a really weird thing. And then they went down to the infield, and then that's when Richard Petty won. So pretty cool. I'm happy for Donnie Allison. I think he deserves it. So, and of
yeah,
course we knew. I was going to say, of course we knew Chad and Jimmy were locks.
I thought they were both locks. I almost was kind of wavering there that maybe they wouldn't put Chad in with Jimmy and put him in next year. Maybe put one of the other guys in, Carl or who was there? Was somebody else on the list that I was like, uh, Larry Phillips, maybe it was,
Yeah.
because he's got a lot of championships in his division.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking if they didn't do Chad, it may be, oh, Licky, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Ricky, the rooster. I thought maybe he might get in, but yeah, I'm happy. I'm glad. It kind of went the way we thought. I think I had Sam Ard on my bingo card. I don't know about you for the Pioneers.
Uh, who did I have? I just was going back with the 10 wins, and just Jack Smith getting looked over for the 75 greatest drivers. I guess. Well, if Donnie can get in for the Hall of Fame with 10 wins, but didn't make the 75 greatest, well then maybe Jack Smith, Speedy Thompson, Wendell Scott can't not Wendell Scott, Fonnie Flock or Jim Paschal can make it into the Hall of Fame. So
There's still hope.
yeah, I think I had AJ Foyt. I was really looking forward to AJ Foyt with my bingo card there for the Pioneer.
Cool. I'd be happy with that too.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong, against I think we always say that everyone on that list is deserving.
Hmm.
It's just the time and the place that they get selected. We're not privy to being in that room for the debates at the time. So it's like everybody goes in with the book and a page for every driver, crew chief, or whatever, and then it's like Congress. There, they all start debating and trying to persuade folks to vote for them.
Yep. I'd love to be a fly on the wall in that room. That would be so cool.
Yes, sir. All right. Any more for the Hall of Fame induction process? I know we want to talk about our trip.
No, not really. I will say that I have already contacted PSA and put in slot requests to add Donnie and Jimmy and Chad to their respective Hall of Fame sets. So I'm sure hopefully in the next few months they'll have those added. I know they're behind, so that is done. So waiting on that. So I think that's all I got.
Okay. So there was a little tiny show happening in Chicago.
It was itty
Yeah,
bitty.
it's new and improved, 30% bigger. Was it 20%? 30% bigger.
33%.
Yeah, new and improved,
Oh, it
30%
was new and
bigger.
improved, all right.
Yeah. Um, they expanded it pretty much. I think took the whole building. Took the whole bottom floor. I think if they're going to expand now, they got to go to the next floor up.
Yeah, they pretty much took the whole bottom floor of the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center. It went from 400,000 square feet to 600,000 square feet. And trust me, I know there's stuff we missed because there was a lot of stuff there, and there were cubby holes and all kinds of little spots and things that it made it hard to remember. There was some of the aisles weren't labeled very well. There weren't any signage or anything, so it was kind of tough to navigate some of it. But we made our way around it, so it was fun.
Yeah, I could see going there for a day or two, and I could see you could be totally turned around and not know where you're at. So after a few days, we were able to hit places twice and make sure we didn't miss other places and stuff like that. So it was busy. It was busy Wednesday, Friday, Saturday.
It was busy every day. I mean, except for Sunday was a little bit more laxed, but every day starting Wednesday night through Saturday. I mean, it was hard to walk around. It was hard to get in. You had to kind of pry your way into some of these tables to even see anything. So that was the good thing that you and I got in there Wednesday morning before the show started, and were able to hit a lot of the sections of the show and actually be able to see some things before the crowd got there. Because once the crowd got there, it was tough. I mean, it makes me wonder what would have happened if they had only had 400,000 square feet with the crowd they had. I don't think he would have been able to walk the aisles. Maybe the fire marshal might have to stop the show and get everybody out and then start letting people in.
Yeah, I
So
mean, folks had backpacks, and if you had two people with backpacks on both sides of the aisle looking at the tables, it was narrowly to get through, get through there. So
yeah. And what about that heat?
yeah, so there were some hot spots in that building. It was hot outside, and I think the air conditioner was doing everything it could. There were some hot spots. I think in one of those back sections, maybe the afternoon sun was hitting those bay doors and was warming up that area. So there were some spots where it was pretty warm inside, but
Yes. Thursday, Friday were toasty. In fact, I think the ambient temperature outside on Friday was like 96 or something like that, which was extremely hot for that area. So
and then
that
with the
didn't
heat
help.
heat index, it was like over 100. They said
Yeah, I believe it because it was bad.
it was, but there was a massive. There was vintage. There was new stuff there. I want to say it was almost like a vintage card show with a collecticon. Some in that new areas, the vintage like that. If you'd ever been to Chicago, that main room was pretty much set up the way it's always been set up. those dealers having all those same tables. But when you got to the two other newer areas, the new dealers, new corporate type vendors, um, I think there was more modern. Um, that was kind of more, I guess, was a kind of up our alley than the main floor. Now there was some NASCAR on the main floor, but there was a lot on the overflows.
Yeah, there was. I mean, it was. I will say this: overall, it was a fantastic show. Um, Believe it or not, we saw more NASCAR there than we saw when we were in Atlantic City last year. So we were very impressed with the things we saw. I mean, it's nothing on the scale of any of the other major sports, trust me. But because we are a niche sport, but we did see a lot of nice stuff. Um, and I bought a few things. Val bought a few things. Uh, but we had to keep a record. I mean, there were so many different places, especially the new section where the newer dealers are. There was a lot of NASCAR in there. Not so much in the main floor where the old guard was. So it was good. It really was good.
Now there's I think a decent amount of F1 and um, older Panini with I was thinking of the guy who had the Mario Andretti's and some of the older
Yeah,
Panini type stuff. There was there wasn't a ton of new F1. There were a few folks who had some new F1. Uh, the NASCAR we saw without really digging were autograph cards. They were in display cases. We didn't really dig or do a deep dive in the dollar 50 cents, 10-cent boxes, but we did see NASCAR in there. We just never got back to some of that, trying to use our time as wise as we could, because we probably spent, I don't know, 25, 50% of our time talking to folks with Panini and Fanatics and going to PSA.
PSA, yeah,
So I don't know how you want to talk about it. Well, I know, and you guys, let's talk about some of the. I went with questions, and if you remember some of the shows, uh, I was writing down questions as we went for the last few months. The 1989 Donruss retros. If you remember, so the way Donruss works is they have their base, and then they have retro cards, and they started from 84 and went up to 88. There was no 89. They went to 80, 81, I think it was, or 82, maybe 81, and then jumped back to 90 this year.
right.
So we did go and talk to the folks at Panini about that, and the reason there was no 1989 was, Logan, keep me honest here, was the shading, etching, or the colors for the 89 and the way it would fit on the sheet and the way they would cut.
Yeah, the colors would have clashed with the design of the '89, is what they said.
Right.
So doing all the different parallels. So they opted not to do the '89 set as the retro set. That's why
S-
they skipped it and went to 1990.
So that is the one of the official answers. One of the other things I had was it drove me crazy that the tops now, there were cards last year, I think it was 8 or 9, that had no print runs, and it seemed like whenever we bought cards, miraculously it was the ones that didn't have a print run. I know the Nick DeVries just jumps out at me.
Yeah,
There was no print run, and I think there was a Logan Sargent that was out there that had no print run either. Maybe.
yeah,
Anyway, I was able to attend the Tops Q&A, and I did meet with Clay after and brought that to his attention because during the Q&A, the Fanatics folks mentioned about quality and putting out a great product. So he texted somebody when I was brought that up. So hopefully, basically, I was saying they kind of need to do kind of an audit. Not that every number had to be corrected, but anything that doesn't have a number, they should rectify. So hopefully, we'll see um, that addressed here soon. So
Yeah, and the Topps Q&A this year, in years past, we could get there early on like Thursday morning and go
yeah,
sign up. So if you got there early, you could go get on the list and you could go to the Topps Q&A. Well, that's not what they did this year. They had a QR code that you scanned with your phone and you entered your information for a raffle for a chance to get in there. Val won, and at the time I didn't think I had won, but like when I got home Monday, there was an email from them saying I had the opportunity to go, but I didn't get to go, which was fine. We did other things, but that's how they handled it this year. So it was a little bit different.
yeah, you had to sign up between 9 and whatever using the QR code, and then that was on Thursday, and then the Q&A was Thursday night. So it was
Yeah, I think
all
that was a
within.
fair way to do
Yeah,
it
yeah. No, I
because
I really like the Topps Q&A. I did ask last year. They did tell us that they were going to do the Paddock Pass, which is something like a stadium club, and then Finest. So I did mention that to Clay, that since it didn't come out, if there were still plans for that, and the answer was pretty much, I think, well, he gave a long answer, but kind of reading between the lines, I think it was basically, the market was saturated and they didn't want to put any more products out there and hurt the integrity of the F1 product, and just kind of hold on to that, and I guess release that maybe when it makes sense.
yeah, that's
Wh-
we had already made that assumption.
Yeah, which makes sense, right? So because the F1 prices were not bringing what they were bringing, why would you saturate the market with more products? So
No, and so starting off, Val and I got there on Tuesday afternoon, so we had a chance to walk through the exhibit hall, and people were still setting up. So there really wasn't a lot of opportunity to buy anything. I did pick up a actually I got it right here, a Richard Petty. It's around here somewhere. It's in my stack. A 2023 Richard Petty Donruss Diamond Kings or Race Kings, excuse me, autograph. So I did pick that up. That was my first pickup of the show, and it is numbered out of I think 75, no 43. It's number 30 of 43. So pretty cool. But yeah, so we didn't get to really do a lot on Tuesday except go see friends, talk to people, kind of look at a few things. That's kind of what we did. And we had dealer passes, so we were able to get in Wednesday morning, and that's when we really had the opportunity to walk around and start looking at things and talking to people. And we did on Wednesday. We did have lunch with friend of the show, the Mike Summer, so that was fun.
that was
Uh,
better than fun. It was better than fun.
yeah, it was cool to catch up with him. We actually brought him a 1983 Uno Buddy Baker in a PSA 8 to start off his 1983 Uno set. So he is on his way now. He's only got 29 cards to go.
Yeah, he collects a little bit of NASCAR. I know he did the 2016 Panini Instant and was working on the 2017, like myself, 2017 Panini Instant, which is a really tough one to complete. So, but yeah, it was great. I mean, he doesn't, I don't think, lives too far from there. So, old Hobby Hotline alum as well.
Yeah, and of course we went to Gibson's. That was fun.
Get Yeah, lunch at
You,
Gibson's is always fun too.
you can't beat Gibson's.
Yeah, no, I did like. I was gonna say how much I like it here, but the little like potato chips with the homemade barbecue seasoning. So
Yeah, those were good. They brought those to our table. Those were quite tasty.
they were. So um, where else was gonna go with this? Okay, I don't know if you want to talk about the pack redemptions.
Yeah, we can talk about that next. That's fine.
So you know, Tops produces pack redemptions, And they actually made us. I think this is the first time they did. They made a special pack redemption for F1 for an F1 pack. So instead of seeding racing in their regular products, kind of like well, Panini does. They'll put all the sports in one wrapper redemption. So to try to find NASCAR, if you go to get a wrapper redemption, your pack might or might not even have NASCAR in it. So F1 Topps produced a wrapper redemption just for F1, and so when we went, I guess it was Wednesday, maybe Wednesday, we were talking
It was.
to one of the guys over at David Adams.
It
They
was
were like,
Adam.
well, yes, Adam of David Adams
Yeah.
about the print run being small for the F1 redemption, and boxes started at 70, but you had to buy four. So you're looking at $280 for a pack of F1, which I think was four cards eventually, right? Let me throw the pack up here. So I think it was four Topps Chrome trading cards, and then I think it was by the end of Wednesday, those boxes were $100 a piece.
Yeah, it was also Blowout was participating. The only two people
Yeah,
that were participating were David Adams and Blowout. You couldn't redeem boxes because they put little stickers on them, and they were only allocated so many that they could sell per day. I guess what they were trying to do was not run out of packs the first day. So
right.
yeah, so they went to, like you said, they went to $100.
And then Thursday, they went to $125 a box.
Yeah,
So now you're looking at 500. But the rub, and so what you had to buy was four boxes of 2022 Topps F1 flagship, not Chrome,
yeah,
flagship paper. And the rub was you could find them in the building for $50 a box.
yeah.
And
But you couldn't
but
redeem them.
right, so you didn't get the magic sticker that you could combine um, to redeem. So basically, it kind of smelled like a big cash grab for David Adams and Blowout, to reward them for buying all that F1 when they had to. So
Yeah, I think that there was a little bit of greed going on there. It was actually it was pretty bad on their part to do what they did because I had considered it and I even still thought about doing it at maybe 100 because we had the opportunity. Don't get me wrong, we had the opportunity to buy them at 70 and just didn't do it. And then we went back and we were going to actually I was going to buy four boxes at 70. That's when we saw they were at $100. It's like no, I'm out. But some of these packs, people are trying to sell them. I don't know what they've been going for, but people have been trying to sell them for $400 or $500 a pack.
yeah, I saw
And
them for 500.
there are a lot of good things in there, but again, there are duds in there too.
Yeah,
But
now not to come to David Adams Blowout's rescue, but I did find out that it must have been David Adams were shipping stuff overnight back to the show so that they could have more product for the rapper redemption. Um, so I'm sure that increased the prices as well. But and again, there was a run on stuff. I don't know where I heard it, but some of the dealers had either pre-ordered cases of these to have at the national. I guess at the $70 a box, and I mean, we saw some of them over there with like 16 boxes to redeem 4 packs. So, um, people willing to pay for them, then that's just not me. So, but more power to them. And we know F1 is not our forte. So when it comes to pricing, that's just not my. I just thought it was a very large gamble um, for the reward, and then you got 4 boxes of paper.
yeah, I mean, I was willing to buy them at 70 because I would just do some videos busting them anyway. have some fun because I like that. But like I said, once I went to $100, I was no longer a player. I just thought it was a big money grab, and I thought they were just gouging people. So I didn't like the way that went down. And
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, it's almost like it's not a box of Dynasty, but box of not even National Treasures, but basically because there's no, I don't think there were any autographs in there. It was just
mm-mm.
Chrome cards and numbered parallels or whatever. So anyway,
Yeah.
that was kind of a um, big thing, I guess, for us to witness some of that. So
hmm Yeah, we saw a lot of guys, and they had these whatnot bags, these big yellow bags, and it looked like they could probably fit at least 8 to 10 boxes in these little bags, and they had bags and bags and bags of these that they were redeeming. So I guess when they first got there in the morning, they were there to buy them and buy them out. So they went quick. Uh,
yeah,
and
well,
like I said, there was a lot of good stuff in them.
yeah, I don't know when they ran out. I had read something where they had run out of packs, so I don't know if that was on the web, on Facebook or whatever, one of these F1 groups trying to say that the pack's worth 500. But when we or last saw them on Saturday, they still had plenty of boxes left at 125. They weren't moving, but we did see some times where they were sold out for the day.
hmm
So yeah, I don't know how that all transpired, but anyway, it's a little rich for my blood for the pack rapper redemption. So
Yeah, I took that money that I was going to spend on that and added a little more and bought a case of 2022 National Treasures.
there you go.
So I'll have more fun with that. It was $1,200 for that case, so that's basically $300 a box. So that's for National Treasures, NASCAR. That's really, I think, a pretty decent deal.
Now, one thing we did hear from somebody from the big three was that 2022 Prism that they couldn't reorder from Panini.
Yeah, that may be tough.
So 2022 Prism might be a tough, a shorter print run. I'm not sure about that, but that's what they said. They didn't have any 22 Prism. I did see one dealer had two hobby boxes. They wanted 200 a box, but
Yeah, we saw that, and I was just not a player. I've got a couple boxes sitting over here. I still haven't even opened up yet. So I'm waiting to just whenever. I've got a lot of boxes stocked up to do videos. I just don't have time to do videos.
check out Logan's YouTube channel for all the
Yeah,
pack breaks.
but on the same lines of F1, of course, Val and I pretty much walked the entire floor, and literally we asked people, yeah, and we asked people, of course, we specifically asked for NASCAR, but then a lot of people would say, no, I don't have that, but I have F1, and of course we were looking. We really, in the overall grand scheme of things, compared to 2020, 2021, there was not a lot of F1 there. There were a few tables that had a display case full, but there really wasn't much. And we did the Hobby Hotline uh, show on Saturday from the main stage, and one of our Hotline alums, Chris Harris, came up just voluntarily said, I haven't seen much F1 here. I guess he was just trying to make conversation with Val and I. And he said I could quote him on this, and this is what he said. He said, I've seen more WNBA cards than F1 cards at this show. Wow. But we really, overall, we really didn't see a lot of F1. Um, I know that our friend Ivan, he tweeted out that he said the reason that there was not a lot of F1 at the show was because it was in collections. Well, I'm going to have to throw the BS flag on that one, and of course I do not believe that at all. Val, what do you think the reason was there wasn't a lot of F1 there?
Yeah, I don't think that's the reason. I was just thinking we saw F1. I didn't see a lot of parallels to F1. Right. I saw maybe the Hamilton and the Hamilton Chrome or Leclerc or whatever, or the Sapphire, but I didn't really see, there's so many parallels in there. I really didn't see any of that stuff. But I think part of the reason maybe you don't see anything is because either they got in late, and so to sell anything now, you're going to sell at a loss, or you hold on
Hmm.
to it and wait for it, to come back. It's, we seen this in NASCAR as well, right? So, um, even just looking at the old Max sell sheets, actually buying stuff from Max, you can get the stuff cheaper now than you could back then. So,
Sure
um,
can.
and I think that's maybe human nature, right? I was like, hey, I paid this, $100 for this. I want to sell it now for 30 or 50, right? I
Yeah.
think as a collector, I was like, well, let me hold on to it longer. It's almost like stocks. You don't realize the loss until you actually sell it, right? So,
Right. So go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, we saw some F1 wax boxes like at Blowout or whatever. Didn't really see any wax anywhere else. Didn't really see, like some of the high dollar cards, because probably couldn't get it. So
Yeah. Yeah. It just I just didn't see a lot. I mean, compared to NASCAR, there was still more F1 than NASCAR. Yes, but we were specifically looking for NASCAR, and we found, like I said, we found a good bit of stuff. And of course, we talked to Misha Wines, who is now the product. I think he's the product development brand assistant. I think is his title at Panini. So he's basically doing NASCAR right now, and he told us that looks like Panini is going to be bringing back Prime in addition to everything else they're doing. So now looks like we're going to have 5 issues. We'll have Donruss, and we'll have Chronicles, Prism, Prime, and National Treasures. $5 foot long.
$5 foot long. Yeah, it's been a while since we had a $5 foot long.
Yeah. So that's going to be cool that Prime is coming back.
Yeah,
Um,
and Chronicles should, I think, hit the end of this month, maybe.
yeah. And we also found out that there might be some cool stuff in Chronicles. So can't really say what that is, but it's going to be pretty cool. So hopefully it will come to fruition, and we'll have stuff, some really cool stuff in Chronicles this year. If that's the case, I'm going to probably buy a good bit of Chronicles. So we'll see what happens with that. But it was really nice to meet Misha. He was We talked to him for a long time.
Yeah.
He asked us questions on things like, what did we like, what did we not like, what would we like to see. So they are listening to us. So we'll see what happens with all that. Uh, it was, like I said, it was great to see him.
Yeah, I put that pitch in there for the old Fleer Flare hot numbers.
Yeah, and I
Put that
said
in.
something about maybe a Legends type release, like
Yeah,
Press
then
Pass used to do.
and they're working on some of these young guys we've talked about before that don't have cards yet. So they're working on getting them in for next year's Donruss, I believe. So a lot of exciting things coming. So we'll see. Hopefully, we'll have some announcements here um, in the future, which made me think of the PTE, which we did verify was the whatever, the 500-degree coating there.
Yeah, was it polytectarine glycol something something, whatever the scientific name is.
Right.
Yeah, it was what we thought when we talked about it a few weeks ago on the show. It was exactly what we thought.
Uh, yeah. Let's see what else. Now they did have some pretty cool exhibitors at the show or some other places. The one place where you can go buy PSA, get your picture taken, and then if you wanted to sign the card, you could, and then they would encapsulate it for you. I think it was from Whatnot as well, partnered up. So they had the dual autograph.
Yeah, check out those guys.
Yeah,
That's a post office mugshot if I ever saw one.
just about. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. And then I'm going to put the picture of your hall there.
Yeah, go ahead. And here's a picture. Val's going to put up a picture of the stuff that I bought while I was there. As you can see, I didn't buy everything racing. I bought some things for my sophomoric slab showcase on PSA set registry. I bought a few other odds and end things, and I've actually got them here. I can show a couple of things I bought up close. But as you can see, there was a good bit of stuff there. I even bought, if you look down there on the towards the bottom on the left, there's a share rookie. I bought that was totally an impulse buy, but it was a good price, so I decided to buy that. But there were several Dale Earnhardt Sr. autographs. I did pick up a Mario Andretti rookie card, which was really cool, and for those of you who are cyclists and know who Eddie Merckx is, I did pick up an Eddie Merckx rookie card as well. So I think I had a pretty good show.
Yeah, and a few 2000 SP Authentic Sign of the Times. I think
Yep,
it
got some
was
sign of the times.
Dale, Jimmy,
Jeffy Poo.
and Jeffrey Pooh. Yeah.
Yeah, the Earnhardt was there, and we kind of passed on that. Wish we hadn't done that.
It was really early in the show, and he wasn't dealing too much on it. So,
Yeah. So
but it
that
was
was
like early. I think was it Wednesday we found that? Thursday. Anyway, we found it early in the show.
Wednesday. Yeah, we found that Wednesday
Right.
before everybody got in there, and it was like right before the show opened up. But yeah, I wish I kind of. That's my only regret of the national was not one of us not buying that card.
Yeah.
But as you can see, I picked up
You
some
got
odds
quite
and
a
end
few
things.
Gordons.
Yeah, I picked up several Jeff Gordons. I picked up a 92 Tracks Jeff Gordon and one of those Shark's Tooth uh, Jeff Gordon autographs. Also picked up a I forget what the name of that is with the sign. Was it signed, sealed, delivered, or whatever that was?
Yeah. Yeah. Signed, sealed, and delivered.
Yeah,
Maximum.
yeah. I picked up a Ty freaking Gibbs card. It was a PSA 10. Um, so yeah, I picked up a lot of stuff. It was a great show for me. I enjoyed it, and I didn't really realize how much stuff I had bought until I got home and started unpacking it all, and then set up this quick little display to show what all I bought. So it was a great show. I do have Val. If you want to let me show a couple of cards real quick that I got that I think are really cool that
Yeah, of course.
people could see close up. I did pick up from a couple this dealer. I picked up these Richard Petty Personal Touch, and they are from the the 2012 All Time Greats set. And there's this Richard Petty auto, and he does a personal touch. And if you look there on the bottom, let me see if I can get it to focus in. Um, it says hero, which is kind of right there. And his hero is Robert E. Lee, which if you look over here on this side, you'll see he wrote Robert E. Lee. So that's the personal touch, and this is one of 10. So that's one of the Richard Petty's that I bought, and I also bought another one from that same set. And this is number 10 of 10, and they're asking his favorite recording artist, and he wrote Alabama. So again, those are cards I don't think I have ever seen in my life, and I was able to get two of them, and I got them for what I consider, and considering how rare these are, I think I got them for a very good deal. So those were neat. One thing I did pick up, it's a little unusual, is this Paul Newman card, and it's a PSA 8. It's from 1966. The reason I bought this card is that Paul Newman was recently, this past year, inducted into the International Motorsports Hall of Fame, not the International, the Motorsports Hall of Fame of America, excuse me. So I have a set on the PSA set registry, so I got that for that set. So I thought that was really neat. I'll show you a few more of my graded cards real quick that I picked up. I did pick up a few 88 Max, if I can get them apart. They're really stuck together here. But I did pick up a few 88 Max, nothing really to write home about. It's a PSA 9. And here's a Bill Elliott fan favorite driver 9, and then a 10 of Davey Allison's car. I got this for a real good price as well. Cheaper than you could get them on eBay, trust me. One thing, I do like Sir Jackie Stewart. So I did pick up this card, Jackie Stewart from 1970 Panini. I thought that was really neat. It's a PSA 9. That's a sweet card right there. Actually, it's a sticker, but
Yeah, it's
you,
nice.
so that's cool. And then show you real quick my Eddie Merckx. That's my Eddie Merckx rookie from 1966. I've been eyeballing one of those on eBay for quite some time. Then Ty freaking Gibbs, PSA 10 from 2021 Prism with the auto with the little loop-de-loop scribble. And got this Jiffy Poo, the signed, sealed, delivered
It's numbered.
card, auto. So it's graded. I think that's a PSA 8. Yes, it's a PSA 8.
That's a tough card.
Yeah, those wood grain borders make it tough to get in high grade. Plus,
Yeah, I've got.
when he got those to sign, he just kind of threw them around, so he didn't really care.
Yeah, this is a nice little 5 card set. I think it is. I've got.
You have that set on the register,
Yeah,
don't you?
I think so. Yeah, it was a tough one to find. There's a few that were tough, but
And then I picked up this really cool card right here. It's a Mario Andretti rookie from 1969. It's a PSA 7. Of course, these things were never made to be really collected. They were made to be stuck in a sticker book. So I was really proud to get that one. I got that from the same guy I got the Eddie Merckx and the Jackie Stewart. He had a lot of cool cards, and
he
also
did.
the Paul Newman. So that guy had a lot of nice stuff. But let's see if there's anything else. Of course, we've got hashtag skid marks. Pick that up. Had to throw that in. A couple other things. I got some Earnhardt. I'll tell you what. I'll show you these sign of the times real quick. We got Jeffy Pooh. We got Jimmy, and we got Dale Jr. So those were really nice to get. Let's see what else. Got a couple of Dale Earnhardt Sr. autos. Got this gold press pass auto. I think this is from 1999, I believe, and it's numbered out of 100. It's number 46 of 100. So that's nice. Got that. Got picked up another Dale Earnhardt. This is just an on-card auto. It's not a factory auto. It's from 1994 Wheels High Gear, but it is JSA authenticated, so that was cool. And of course, keep in mind, I did not pay the prices you might see. I did not pay any of those prices. And then I found this one. This is from Classic / Finish Line, and it's also numbered. It's number 74 of 250. And that's a real nice auto. There were a lot of other Dale Earnhardt autos there, Val, but you can describe the kind of the way they looked and why we passed on them.
Yeah, I mean we're looking at some of those and how they looked visibly with the signature. Some of them had dark signatures on dark parts of the card, so it kind of washed at the signature and made it hard to see. So um, I think Logan's goal was looking for something that kind of popped and showed the signature clearly. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a lot of faded autographs, or not a lot. There was a couple that were faded on the card, and then there were a lot of them that were very streaky. And I'm to a point where if I'm going to spend this kind of money for a Dale Earnhardt Sr. autograph, I'm going to get one that presents well and looks well, is not messed up.
now, another one that got away that we didn't talk about was the Cheez-Its patch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was a prime patch of Bubba Wallace Cheez-Its, and we saw that. I think it was like 250. Same guy that had those petties that you got the
Mm-hmm.
bookends. Um, that was really sweet.
Yeah, I think he quoted us the price of 200, and we went back to kind of maybe buy it, and it was gone. But funny thing, we saw it later and I got a picture of it at another dealer table for $400.
Yeah, but it was nice, cool looking patch. I
It
really
was,
love those prime patches. So
but yeah, we had a great time. We also we did run into Tim Trout, who is now with Top / Fanatics, and we found out that he is also he's been working on what he said combat sports, which threw me for a second when he said that. What he was talking about was like, MMA, wrestling, all those combat sports, basically, is what that now it made sense. But he also told us that he's going to start working on F1. So we're hoping that the fact that Tim is there now and he is working on F1, that we will be able to do some things with F1 for the show. So we're hoping that since we've known Tim for a long time, that he will hook us up with some sweet stuff, and hopefully we can give some things away. Hopefully,
It gets some more information on products, upcoming products, and stuff like that. So looking forward to that.
yeah, we are.
Anything else? I know we're running late here.
Well, I was going to expand on what Ivan had said about the F1 cards and being in collections, but I think I'll save that for next week. I'll do a deeper dive into that and why I want to debunk what he said. Nothing against Ivan. I love Ivan to death. He's a great friend, but I just don't agree with what he said.
No, I understand. So I don't know how much time he actually went around actually looking at the tables. I know he was with somebody, I think, with one of the tables. So
One more thing. I just remembered.
okay,
In this year's 2023 Donruss, they have the Let's Go set.
yes,
It's got all the different drivers. There's a number missing there. Card number 12.
there is a
We,
card number 12 missing.
yes, from that insert set. We heard rumors, we won't say who, but we heard that there was planned a Let's Go Brandon card for that set. And it was pulled apparently last minute and was not inserted in the set. Um, so that we had heard that. Again, I don't know if that's true or not, but that is something that we had heard at the show. So that's too bad. I think that would have been a really hot card if that was the case. That Let's Go Brandon. I think a lot of people that would have crossed over to a lot of different people. I think it would have been really really cool. So just a little tidbit of information of something that we overheard at the show.
All right. Anything else? We'll go to King's Court.
Let's go to King's Court, man. We're already an hour 8 minutes into this.
All right.
Okay, so this week we have 2 weeks of King's Court since we didn't do it last week since I was out goofing around. So with that, we're going to have a couple of honorable mentions, and this is honorable mention number 1, and this was on the 2nd of August. It's a Richard Petty gold vinyl 1/1 autograph. They were asking, I love this price, $700.01. Guess what, Val? You know what happened?
Click.
Somebody went click and bought it for $700.01. So that's a cool card. That's the same. I think that's the same card I've got. That was my first pickup. But that's I missed that one completely. I didn't see that. I don't know that I paid $700 for it, but I still think it's really cool.
Yeah, free shipping, man.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
Nope.
Yeah, it's probably in a PWE.
No, don't say that. All right, let's move on.
Okay, so honorable mention number 2. This was on the 28th of July. It's a 1999 Press Pass Signings Gold Dale Earnhardt autograph, number 11 of 100. It's pretty cool. It's a little streaky, as you can see, like in the E, but it's still a pretty sweet card. They were asking $1,400 for this bad boy. They settled on a best offer of $1,150, ungraded. Wow. Yeah. So I saw that and said that needs to be at least an honorable mention. So I really did like that card a lot.
Yeah, I mean, other than that little tiny streak piece, it's a beautiful auto.
Yeah, it is. And that's always a problem with those gold pins. They have a tendency to streak like that. So trying to find some that are not streaky is pretty tough.
He cuts that end of that auto close to the end of that card,
He
but
sure did,
he
man.
doesn't go off, does he?
No, he did. He looped it like right to the end, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah. So I love that card. What do you think about that price? You think that's a good price?
I think so.
I think
For
so too.
what we saw, I mean, it's numbered out of 100. It's gold pen. Like I said, it's got the auto's got some issues if you're getting it graded, but it's nice and bold on that white, so it shows great. Like we were talking about buying something that looks good. There's some of that Earnhardt under the naming on the card, but for the most part,
Yep.
it's pretty nice. So
Yeah, it is. It's a really nice card.
I don't think the price is that outrageous. Probably going rate.
Yeah, I think it's about the going rate. I agree with that.
Yeah.
All right. So next up is our Joker of the Week. This was on the 29th of July. Love him or hate him, it's Donald Trump. And it's a 2020 Panini Chronicles Spectra Neon Green Kaleidoscope. I think the thing that really made this card sell and the thing that's unique about it and kind of cool and kind of odd is it's card number 45 of 49. And guess what? He is the 45th president of the United States. So I think
Well,
that's what, yep.
this one shows '09.
They said number 45 of 49.
They lied.
So they lied.
It's card number
Oh,
45.
it's card number 45. So I stand corrected. It's card number 9 of 49. It didn't, but the way it looks in the listing, it's card number 45 of 49.
But still, it's numbered to 49. Those are tough to find.
They
Not
are.
even the parallels. I have not seen one in the wild. So
Yeah, it's only a PSA 8. And they, this asking price I thought was really funny. They were asking for $420.69. It has a lot of different meanings in there.
yeah, I don't.
But they settled on a best offer of 350 bucks.
350. Wow.
Yeah, for that card.
So yeah, if you're working on that Spectra set,
Yeah. So yeah, if you're working on that set, yeah, that's. But it's like I said, love him or hate him, it's still a cool card. And then of course they have the other one with his limousine.
right?
So
The
that
beast.
the beast, yeah, that's pretty cool. All right. So next up is our Jack of the Week, which is our young driver. This is on the 31st of July. It's a 2020 Topps Chrome F1 Lando Calrissian Norris rookie auto, number 62 of 74. Looks like the auto got a 10 and the card got an 8. But this card went out for bidding and it went for $1,875 with 65 bids.
Wow.
Yeah. And well, Lando's kind of hot right now. McLaren, they've kind of got it going on. I think he finished like what, sixth or seventh, whatever, this past weekend. So I mean, they're climbing up the leaderboard. I wouldn't be surprised once Max cools off that he may get a win.
Yeah, I think he's definitely on the move up. Um, in the list, if you listed all the F1 drivers and who is performing better than they had been, and who's performing worse than they had been, maybe who's the future, maybe. Granted, Max is not that old, but um, I think he's kind of a breath of fresh air and somebody that people can look to collect, and he's been doing pretty well. So
He has been, and I'm on his team. I hope he does. I hope he does pull one out. That would be awesome.
me too, man, me too. So that's
All
awesome.
right. So next up is our Queen of the Week. This was also on the 31st of July. It is Danica Patrick, and it's an SGC 9 2017 National Treasures dual tire signature patch auto 1 of 1. Now, they were asking $1,249.99 for this card and accepted a best offer of 800 bucks.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And the card is a 9 and the auto's a 10.
Y-
So
Yeah, I think it's a little overpriced, but
It's very overpriced.
I do have to give. It looks great in that holder because of the black around it and that white border. So
Yeah, I'll agree with that. The tux looks good on this one for sure.
yes, yep. I don't know if it's $800 good, but hey, that congratulations to the seller and the buyer. So I mean,
Yeah,
yes, a 101 and whatever, but I'm not a player at that. But I just think there's just so much Danica Patrick um, product out there, son. So,
there
but
is.
and,
And
and the
go ahead.
tires really don't do anything for me. I know they're part of the Goodyear wall, whatever, but
Hmm.
I probably would have liked to have seen a better patch or something. But that's me.
No, I was thinking the same exact thing. I would like to have seen a nice fire suit. Maybe make one of those a fire suit patch and then a tire. Something. But there are a lot of Danica collectors out there, and congrats, like you said, congrats to whoever got it, and congrats to the seller as well, because I
Yeah.
do think it's overpriced.
But I do like that holder in it.
Yep.
I like it in that holder. So okay.
All right. So next up is our King of the Week.
Whoa.
Yeah, buddy. This is on the 25th of July. It's 2020 National Treasures Richard Petty Fire Suit Booklet, Race Worn Patch Auto, 1 of 1. Oh yeah. I wish I had
That's so
seen that one.
that's so pretty.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, I love it so much. But they were asking $1,499.95 for it, and it went for a pretty good price. It went for $1,100. So pretty hefty price, but also I think a pretty hefty card.
Yeah, that's pretty unique, man. I mean, not only do you have that big 50 patch in there, I would have liked to seen some more of that to the left of it where it's the part of the 43, but it's also the name, it's almost as Richard Petty right there in embroidery too. So
Yeah,
that's the old school embroidery, naturally, because that's when he he raced. So all that stuff was embroidered on. That's that's pretty impressive, almost a piece of art as well. So
it really is. I'm in love with that card. Um, I don't know that I would have had $1,100 to spend on it, but I could always dream.
yeah, that's a nice card.
Yeah, I think it went for probably about the price it needs to go for. I think $1,100 is a fair price.
I I'm thinking that's probably low
Hmm.
because that's worn fire suit,
Yep,
right? And you know how many Richard Petty fire suit pieces are out there. So especially a prime patch like that. So
agreed.
I think looking back, that this we're gonna say this one for a low price.
Okay, I'll go with that.
But that again, that's me though. So uh, I know he signs a bunch, and we know Danica signs a bunch. But I think that patch with the number, with his card number there to the left, and I'd like to, I guess, see where that is on that patch. But that's because that's probably a very big piece with his name, the card number, and that 50. What part is that? 50 years of? I don't think that's 50 years of STP. But anyway, I'd be curious to see it. But anyway, I think it's a prime patch. So
Yeah, I think maybe 50 years of Petty.
okay, maybe
Of Petty Enterprises. Starting with Lee and everything.
right.
So yeah, yeah, that's a cool. That I love that. That would look nice in my PC for sure.
It sure would. All right.
Okay, so next up, our Ace of the Week, which is our 1 of 1, was on the 26th of July. It's a 2022 Topps Dynasty Formula One, Sergio Perez, and it says Gold Glove Relic Patch Auto 1 of 1. So, does he have Red Bull on his gloves? I guess it says authentic memorabilia. It says glove. I don't necessarily know that it's a glove relic,
It
but
does say on the back,
oh, it says
Dynasty Autograph Racing Glove Jumbo Relic Card from 2022 Tops Dynasty Formula One. So I think that is correct. I think with the way their gloves are, that either on the top of the hand or at the start of the arm is the Red Bull logo.
Yeah, but that is just a really cool patch right there.
It's
You
another
know,
massive prime patch for that brand. So
it is. Um, this one went out for bidding though. It went for $3,300 with 43 bids. So I think it's worth it. It's autographed. The autograph is not that great, as you can see.
yeah, it would have
Um,
been super if it would have been a little lower in the window it's supposed to be in to kind of show, but it's not it's not horrible.
yeah, and we've noticed that with a lot of these F1 cars, these drivers don't. I get, and I guess it's just because they just didn't know, because this is really the first time they've been signing cards like this. So they really, I would think that Topps would send them a sheet and say a little mock up and say, "Hey, this is where you sign it." But again, I don't know.
Pull a Kirk Keith.
Yeah,
Tell sign here.
yes, sign here. But pretty cool card. Congrats to whoever got it. I think it's probably, given the patch and everything and its autograph, it's a 1 of 1. It's probably about the right price for that card.
Yeah, it's amazing.
All right. So lastly, our Royal Flush of the Week. This was on the 1st of August. It's a Charles Leclerc 2020 Topps Chrome F1 orange refractor. We never see any orange refractors on here. It's out of 25. It's just a PSA 7.
Wow.
And it went out for bidding. And it went for $5,900 with 34 bids. A PSA 7.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it
Holy crap.
matters for the grade. It is the orange. Now that's a great looking card with the red driver suit and the light orange. It's just a pretty card. That signature could probably be a little darker, but otherwise than that, it still presents really well.
It does. I'm wondering if it's got a corner somewhere that's messed up. It's hard to tell
Yeah, let's see if I can go back. Hey, it's gonna
because
be
I mean,
really
for it to get a 7,
so the corners look good unless it's the surface.
it could be the surface because you remember they had some issues with that because I think a lot of these were made overseas, what, in Ireland or someplace. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it could be a surface issue. It could be some surface scratch or something on there.
Well, I was looking at this right hand corner on the back where it goes dark.
It looks pretty sharp.
It looks sharp there. That one up there looks sharp. Yeah, I don't see anything unless there's some kind of surface scratches on the back or something like that we can't see, but it presents really well, right?
It does. It's a nice looking
It,
card.
it
So
looks mint.
yeah, it presents better than the grade for sure.
I bet you that's beautiful in person.
Yeah, I bet it is.
That's some price too. Out to bidding, almost 6,000.
It is. But yeah, cool card. I think it's worth $5,900. Maybe. I still think Formula One cards are still kind of hefty priced still, even though they've come down considerably. But at least now it's getting to a point where we can us regular folk can start affording some of these cards.
Yeah, it's pretty though. It presents real well.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the seller and buyer.
Yep. So I guess that's it for this week's King's Court. That's all we got.
All right. Well, I think that's it. Again, thanks for hanging in with us this far into the show. Appreciate it. Uh, I don't know if Logan, you got anything? I don't know if we're still running your hashtags.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got hashtag skid marks, Ty freaking Gibbs, and hashtag slab fire, which I don't know where it's at, but
There you go.
hashtag slab fire. There we go. And I was wearing a slab fire T-shirt on Thursday of the national.
You were. I know you were. So It was fun. It was great meeting the folks that we got to meet out at the national. So um, had a blast. It's going to be in Cleveland next year. So hopefully folks can make it. Hopefully be even bigger and better
Hmm.
than this year. More racing. So um, like I said, we got Chronicles coming up here at the end of August. So but I guess we'll leave it there. Again, thanks everybody for watching and tuning in. Please, like if you enjoyed the show, please like the podcast, like the show. If you really like it, please subscribe. So we'll give you a shout out. Leave a comment in the um, comment sections for the show. We'll give you a shout out as well, and have some good conversations there. If you're at the show and didn't get the, we didn't get to run into you or whatever, leave a comment. Let us know what you picked up, what you thought about the show, what you liked, what you didn't like. I think some of the old school folks didn't like some of the new Comic Con, whatever type feel to it, or what's it, Collecticon feel to it. But, um, one vendor, the CGC, had a few video games and skee ball. So, that was a little different. There's a lot of music going on over there at Fanatic, so it's a little, different than the old fuddy duddy shows. So,
Yeah, it's getting to be more of an experience as well as a show.
and I will say, I know we're already over, but there were a lot of kids there. I mean, a lot of kids there, and so that was a great sign. They were all crowded around V Friends, and uh, somebody we won't even talk about. He had a ton of kids over there. I thought he was the Pied Piper. So Um, I don't know, but it was great to see that there were a lot of kids at the show. So
Yeah, and from what we understand, we were talking to Joe Orlando, and this was on what day? Saturday, I think, is when we were talking to him, and he told us that the the national had set a new all-time high record attendance. We don't know what that number is, but apparently they broke the record for Anaheim, so that's good.
that's right. I do remember that. So that was really impressive. So I was gonna say something else, but I know it was the kids walking out of the show. The kids lined the exit, and they had all the cards out there on the floor for for trade and stuff. So everybody's with the little hustles there, and for trade. I didn't make it to the trade night, but I heard um, it was crazy. So a lot of card action.
Yeah. Also, and we didn't even mention this either. Shout out to Jamie Kiss Kiss and the crew at the PSA Set Registry. We went to the PSA Set Registry cocktail party on Friday night. It was a great event. We got to see the award winners. We got to mingle around. Nat Turner was even there. Um, so it was a good time. Was had by all. It was a fun event. So thank you PSA for that.
Yeah, and if you want to make it to the PSA set registry cocktail party, you can start today. Work on a set on the PSA set registry, and doesn't have to be a big, massive card set. It can be a small 5 card insert set, whatever it is. Probably go after something that me or Logan is not in. uh, Give you your best shots, and you could be the only one in your set registry class and still be number one, and you get an invite to the cocktail party. So, which will be in Cleveland.
Mhm. Can't wait. I'm already
Yeah.
counting the days.
Yep. Yeah, you and Eric and everybody else. So, all right, that's enough. Thanks again for watching. Um, we're out of here, and we will catch you next week. And enjoy the races this weekend. We're out of here.